Hello, everyone. This is AJ. I remember you guys. So I make a video making a story about what was it about 8th grade and 9th grade for me, and what the crazy stuff what happened for me. Well, I here to tell you everything. Since this is my last day of my summer break, I'm going to tell you everything what I know. 8th grade. I forgot to make this video last year. 8th grade was something in the introduction. It was interesting. And plus, I saw my old principal from 6th grade of my elementary. It was very interesting. During the first period, let's talk about a story about my first period. First period was my art teacher. Well, she's retired, and yeah. It was fun. I saw my old friends, and yeah, I was having fun with my friends right there, like playing games of Scratch or playing Dream Boo. But things did not last forever because, and during 7th grade, because the 7th grade I had PE and I need to do had to run to the bus as quick as possible before it's too late. I remember one time I did walk to home like 3 times. I think it happened during 8th grade too. So it didn't last forever, so I had to say goodbye to my friends. And so I switched it to PE on my first period, and my last period is my math class. So yeah, but it was still far away. So I'm like, I should choose history because it was so close to it. What was it about first period PE? PE was fun. I go there, I do the Pledge of Allegiance every morning, and it was fun. I was doing running, something like that. I remember one time I was doing this and that, like back and forth. And then I was the last person, and then boom, I completed. I was the last person. There's other stuff that I've been doing crazy stuff. Like, I remember one time I brought a water bottle to the hoop and it freaking broke. I'm like, oh my god. And I remember there was a person, he freaking kicked my legs. I'm like, hey, like, what the heck you do that? I'm like, this sucker and he was acting like a jerk, but I did not see him for a while, so yeah. He's like, my dad owned it at like foreign and I have 1 billion of V-Bucks. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. I'm like, get ready for high school. Get ready for high school. I say that to him. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff. During 8th grade was something else. And yeah, it was pretty fun doing sports stuff. And yeah, it was pretty fun. And then I was doing things like fun stuff, like doing the, the ball thing. I forgot what it called. There was this boys that were like, ha ha ha, laughing a lot. I'm like, they're like kind of freaking like making me every time like, like. So yeah, but yeah, it was fun. It was fun during the of PE, and then I remember when we finished our final running thing, I got 261 out of 262. I'm like, not bad. I did good. I did good during uh during this one. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun doing it. I have fun during PE. So yeah, I've been doing those type of stuff during second period, my math. It was fun doing it. There's things that my teacher, uh, it was nice, and I learned a lot about during math. Sometimes we move to different classes because the every Friday she need to do something or something, or she just absent. But still, I remember that she sometimes get irritated by the student, because they don't pay attention, and they had to go outside or something like that. And there's this guy right here, he did not like me because I was being annoying to him. So yeah, and it was something else. And I remember one time I say the stupid word. I'm not gonna say it, but I remember my teacher caught me. Well, I was doing something, but I wasn't paying attention. So, like, she told me to stay in class, but I didn't. I didn't. So, yeah. And plus, somehow when the next day I say something stupid word, and my teacher caught me, and she told my parents about this, and my parents were not happy. I was like, what was I thinking? But I meet that same girl again when I say that to her. Uh, someone I say, oh, like, hi, nice to meet you, and then I say, good ending, good ending. And she was wearing the same glasses. I think I remember when I said that to her in the first place. She was wearing that again when I saw her. I say, oh, hi, good ending, yay. But still, during the first day, I think I almost got in trouble by this guy, the one who was working with for my teacher. I'm like, oh, nothing. I know. I was showing some funny image. So yeah, and it was fun. It was fun during the second period. It was nice. But sadly, she had to go. And the end of the school year, she was moving to the new town, to go to the new school. Whatever she's doing, I hope she's doing well. But I didn't know she was lesbian. I didn't even know that because that happened during the wind class. Yeah, during wind class, it was nice having fun with her. We go outside, we pick up some trash one time, so yeah, it was fun. I saw my friend to Zog, and we do it as a groups. Or one time I said like, oh, this is why I hate girls. They're like, whoa, AJ, and I'm like, no, I was just kidding, all right. So yeah, but yeah, it was fun. But she was nice. But she was sometimes have reasonable to crash out. She's like, oh, I'm gonna quit my job. She just dreading. She's just like trying to scare the student. But yes, it was fun having fun. It was fun having with her during third period was something else I wasn't expecting. There's this this guy named Kevin. You'll probably remember him during school story. I fight against him, and it was a stupid idea. I have it in my class during third period of English, and plus I was having fun doing things like that. My teacher was nice, and her other teachers too. I was doing works, and everything. I was joking around with this boys. I remember this name, Tyson or something like that. I remember one time I flipped him off, because he was kind of irritate me. He was like, yeah, just acting like a jerk. And his friend Andrew and this girl she was used to be my friend, but not anymore. She betrayed me. And this guy named Christian, he's not making fun of me. He just get annoying, just like, One time he mocked me while doing this because my neck was having a problem. So yeah, he was mocking me, but I don't even care. But he like, okay, so he don't really care about me no more. One time I tried to chill with them, but no, not it didn't happen. But I only this guy named Alexander, and Tyson like, hey, leave him alone. One time I was wearing the like a daisy, something like that character. He took my hat. I was like, hey, give it back. And then they give it back to me. Kevin right here, he was a freaking jerk, to be honest. One time he was like, hey, he told Tyson, hey, watch this. And he slapped me. He literally slapped me. I'm like, what the heck? Well, what the? And Tyson was expecting that, like, oh, what the? I remember one time I was running and he tried to trip me over, but I just, like, hit it. I didn't even trip over. I almost a little bit, but I was keeping running of speed. So yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy to be honest. And this is the crazy part right here. So I remember we had to put our backpack in the counter right there. The reason why is all because someone. Okay, so one time, um, I left my computer right there on a desk. It was open. I was talking to my teacher about something, and then when I came back, I was like, "Hey, where's my computer?" And I hear the water, and then my English teacher, she like stopped the water, and she was like, "It was my computer the whole time. My computer was pouring water. Somebody put my computer on a sink." And my friend Andy, different Andy, and the other teacher who worked with her, she was shocked. She was like, I was like, who the frick did this? I was not happy at all. I was upset, but I was trying not to be like that, too much upset. But I was like mad. I was like, who the frick did this? You know? Who the heck did this? Like, who put my computer in there? And then, yeah, I was not happy at all. I wasn't happy. But was it fun? But oh wait, yeah, I forgot to mention this. Kevin have a teacher with him because he don't really do his work a lot. One time he was trying to do his things. But I remember Christian was upset on thing. I was wondering why. Probably due to Kevin or probably due to something. But still, um, yeah. But Christian was chill with me. He did a fist bump to me after we got peace each other. But still, Kevin got kicked out of the class because he wasn't doing some any work. He was doing nothing. He told him to get out, you know, and he get out. He don't really care about English or anything. Plus, he got expelled. By the way, if you're wondering what happened to him, he got expelled uh, from junior high. So yeah, I was like, no surprise. Of course you're gonna get expelled, but still. Um, Another thing is that hmm, is that during English class, I came back to her after fourth period, and then I asked her this question. Like I didn't know who did it. Because I have a suspicion it was Tyson or Kevin, and then yeah, they finally found him. It was Kevin the whole time. Kevin, please do not be mad about this video, okay? I'm just saying. Kevin got in trouble for doing this. I didn't have to pay the damage, but he had to pay the damage. And plus, the teacher, oh my god, this old lady really terrified me. And my sister did not like her too when during her junior high. She was like, do not let anyone touch your computer. Plus, do not put the sticker on the computer because I don't want some messed up thing on the computer. You understand or something like that. I'm like, Jesus. And plus, I remember I did that one time, and she told me, do not break the computer. I remember one time I was break my computer during 7th grade, and then she literally told me that, do not break the computer. I'm like, she's oh my gosh, she's such a freaking aggressive old lady. And plus, I don't even know if she's still working or not because I bet she's still working to this day. But damn, she has some aggressive words to me, for real. But anyways, still, I got my new computer, and yeah, I was happy that they finally found him. But was it good during 3rd grade? Yes, it was good. But what about 4th grade? I mean, fourth period. Fourth period, I have different things. So let's talk about the first story. The first story was about like things, like products, like food or technologies or something like that, like other stuff. But somehow, during that thing, it's fun. I see a lot of my friends were having fun. I saw one the person was playing Nintendo Switch. It was nice. And I have this guy right here. He was cool. This guy was cool, but until he disappeared and until this new teacher came out. She was a nice lady, but sadly I won't see her again, sadly. She disappeared, and then it was something else. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I think forgot. I don't know. I mentioned this during the seventh grade. During seventh grade, I saw te- my old science teacher of sixth grade from elementary. He's a cool guy and nice guy. It was Mr. Rowe. He came back during my English class. So yeah, and yeah, it was nice seeing him, and and he was a good person. He was acting good, and he's like, oh, I recognize that guy. He was talking to me. He recognized me. So yeah, and another thing is I like uh during the thing, it was nice. I see this person named Alan. He was like a normal one. He was like this. He didn't really look excited or something like that, but he was getting more excited. I'll get to that story later. But yeah, it was fun. I was like talking to the teacher. I was doing some making foods and other stuff, and this guy named Alakai, he was all chill. And another thing, when we moved to the other thing, we moved to a different class. It was like something like engineering. It was nice. We learned some cool stuff like making projects, like a stick bridge or the bottle lunch. Like I was wearing one time I was recording and then let us save your tears on another day. I was singing the weekend song and the bottle went to the roof or get close to us. I'm like, what the heck? And one time I saw Drake. Somebody put a Drake on a bottle. I think I recorded on my old phone, but I don't even know what happened to my old phone. But still, somebody shoot that thing like in a bottle, but sadly Drake did not survive. But we make our own thing. It was the United States. I think our bottle survived or something like that. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, during that time it's nice. We're doing some other stuff and we're doing some cool stuff. So yeah, I was like, this teacher was nice. I was learning some cool things, like making project and everything. So yeah, and yeah, and I was having fun with Alakai. This guy was cool. I was talking to we were talking to each other. And plus I was with this boys. I think there was a under the decks opening thing. I went there and I was recording and everything, myself. And yeah, it was fun. It was crazy. And I think I was playing chess. I was playing chess all by myself. So yeah. And one time during my stick bridge, um, oh well, our thing fell. I did not even see it. It had to be destroyed because it fell. But uh, I went to the bathroom. I was taking psst, thing. Um, there was this group of boys and this guy like, hey, you wanted to bang? He have a vape. I'm like, it was a yellow one, and I'm like, nope, nope, no, I don't want to. So I just walk away. I just don't want to. Don't. I just pretend that thing never happened. So yeah. And another thing is all right. So that thing was over, but it was fun. It was fun having with her. All right. During uh the other one, it was some technology stuff. It was fun. Alan was having fun with us, me and Alakai and Alan. We're having fun with each other, and then uh, is that like Alan? Sometimes he get upset sometimes, and sometimes he don't want to do his work. He just watch YouTube's. And then yeah, he do like this on the desk. He's on there like just joking, like like joking around. But still, it was something. It's not like he just gets so upset like he need to do a work, but no, he don't want to do his work. I'm like, come on, do your work. I remember we were doing so well, but in the middle, things did not go so well. He don't want to do his work. But Mr. Gary, that's his name. He was a cool guy, you know. And we were doing like making games, and some moving robots or something like that. It was fun. And then I we brings our popcorn, to make. I just eat some, and my friends eat some too. And yeah, it was fun doing some other stuff like gaming thing or coding. I remember the coding one. Me and Emmanuel and Alaka were working together to do this thing. I used a YouTube video to how the heck you solve this thing. And then we saw Mr. Gary like, oh shoot, hi at the thing, and and then yeah, we say, hi Mr. Gary, hi, So yeah, I was like that. And let me check what time is it? Okay, it's 9:05. So and then we complete our work. But one time, this was an interesting one. I remember my grandma, she worked in a donut place. I didn't know she's still working to this day, but she is still alive. Um, I remember I asked her to, hey, can you give me 2 boxes of donuts, like, before we go back to our town. And she did. And she gave us, I told my sister to deliver it, this time, during my class time. And yep, I won towards there. My friend Alan, I think Alakai joined too. We went there and we grabbed a box of donuts. I say bye to my sister and she go back. And then ta-da! I gave it to my friend. They say thank you, you know, like they like it, they like the donuts and they're happy. So yeah, and my teacher eat some donut. They like it too. He liked it. Yeah, it was fun during fourth period. I like those three stuff. It was so peak. All right, during fifth class, it was interesting. I like having fifth class because it was history. I know it was America. I was learning some stuff. I was like with the some groups. These boys right here, I used to be cool with them, but not anymore because they like we lost interest in each other. Plus, I remember one of the boys threw the paper on my back and I was like, what the heck? So we went outside and his name is Mr. Frank, the history teacher. He told us that like if we do that again, we might get in trouble and go to the office. I'm like, what the heck, really? So yeah. And plus, I remember his team got lost. If you remember the Super Bowl of 2024, yeah, he was not happy. Plus, he did not like Taylor Swift. I'm like, true. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yeah, and also, I was talking about history to my entire class. I was talking about the terrorist guy and some other stuff like Civil War or other stuff about assassination, the guy who killed Abraham Lincoln. Plus, I would talk about the Berlin Wall. This one was the exciting one. I tell everyone about what was the story about and everything, and yeah, everyone like everyone was happy. I was like, yeah. And then I think I won one time of the um the Civil War thing, the picture, and then they liked it, and I almost won with the no homework thing, and sadly I didn't win, but I was so close to winning. But yeah, it was fun. And another thing is during I think during uh sixth period, I think it was mm, trying to think what was it. Oh, science. Science was fun. I like science. Science was very cool for me. I learned some interesting stuff. I was like, learning this and that. And yeah. And somehow like I was like learning this. One time I got kicked out of the class because I was doing something and I was like screaming outside like ah. And another things, like during the test, the science test was so freaking hard. Well, that's my opinion. But I was so bad at science, but I still love science to this day. Whew. Is that like yeah, it was fun. And then one time during Christmas, my teacher caught me cheating. Yeah, she caught me cheating, and she gave me a bad grade. I the next week, I tell her I was being naughty, Miss Duran. I was just being naughty, person. So yeah, that's all I have to say. And just so it was a lot of stuff to learn, you know. And we're doing some cool stuff like electricity or the colors, you know. It was fun doing those type of stuff, and I like it, you know. And one time I was like, you know, having fun with my classmates, you know, and his name Pablo. He was my new friend, and we have fun with each other, you know. And yeah, uh, and yeah, I like it. Science was very good for me. And one time, I remember when I went to my class, you know, there was like crazy stuff like when the lunch was over, you know. Yeah, you'll probably remember this. There was just two girls, you know, like talking to like she was saying, "Why are you talking crap about me? Why are you talking crap about me?" And they're like, like you know, fighting each other like a bulldog or something like that, you know, like they're like fighting each other, and then one day we're recording. I was recorded, by the way, and I found myself on Instagram. I'm like, why? By the way, the account just was deleted. Probably the police tell them to delete it because you might get in trouble if you do that. But still, I'm like, no, no, and yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy for real. I wasn't expecting that, but and one time my friend named Sarah, somebody was calling her, like you know, something was making fun of her because she was Jews, and somebody was, you know, putting something like N, and I'm not gonna just say it, NZI, something like that, Nizi. So yeah, I was like, why? Just why? You're disrespectful to someone's religion. One time I was doing that in the school bus, you know, and I was showing some funny video, and then she saw it. She was like, "I'm Jews." I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and she felt heartbroken. I'm like, "I'm so sorry." So yeah, I don't want to show those type of stuff, but still, do not disrespectful to other religion. Just keep it to yourself. If you don't like it, just keep it to yourself because you might get harassed or something like that. Because if you disrespectful to other religion, you might get attacked or being disrespectful and something like that. Something would bad happen to you. So do not mock other people religion because that's just disrespectful. But anyway, who back to the thing. And Pablo told me about ChatGPT, and yeah, that's how I started with homework stuff. ChatGPT. Anyway, who? Yeah, it was fun. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. During like PE, I remember I lost my shirts one time and I lost my shorts two times, and I had to get a new one. And I see this, you know, he's different, you know. I will always see him doing this. And you have a teacher with him, you know, but one time he pulled his pants all the way to the ground. And I think I see this. I legit count this a lot. It was like 22 times or 21 times. I'll always see him pull his pants down. I see his cheeks. His peach. His peach. And everyone like, what the heck? So yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but oh well. But still, I wonder what he's doing to this days. But yeah, it was fun. And during lunch, it was fun. And then I remember one time somebody pushed me because somebody didn't like me. It was during the short day, minimum day. So yeah, and um, and other stuff like I was with my best friend Emmanuel. We always see a lot of school fight. We're like, what the heck? Like, and I was recording. I was doing like this with my computer. I was doing like Rigby, holding the speaker. I was doing like that, and everyone like, what the heck? This kid right here recording the thing, and they tell me, hey, let me see the footage. Let me see the footage. I'm like, oh no. Oh no! I was like, oh no, they're going to find out. No, 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 no. I don't want to get in trouble, so yeah. And I remember the teacher telling us to go inside because, you know, we don't want to with those students fighting each other. So yeah, it was a lot. It was not freaking normal with the days. So yeah, but I don't think I would talk about 8th grade because my battery is going to die. But still, this is the 7th grade, so I might make it tomorrow. But I don't want to promise to you guys. I remember like the ways I like during lunch, I remember my best friend man was got bullied sometime. I told him like, hey, what are you doing? And this guy right, he was like, oh shoot, But Emmanuel got bullied during class because about the pencil, And he's like, he told him to stop, and he say, make me, That's what he said. While he explained to me, he was about to report it. And I told him no. I refused him to not report it because it might could be risky because you snitch someone, you might something will bad happen. But just don't do it. And I make it better by talking about some of the stuff. Really bust them. But yeah. And one time during the inside lunch, it was fun. We were watching funny video and we were playing Kahoot, the thing. But yeah, and one time these girls right here, they're like Mexican girls. They let you throw foods at us, and I'm like, what the heck is wrong with them? And then when we come back like months later, we see them they're throwing food at us again. I'm like, hey, what the heck? Like I didn't like that. So Emmanuel like, I'm trying to think. Like he trying to think. He like, I got an idea. What happened? We record this. He's like, oh, that's a great idea. So he just do it, cut out, and then because they're current recording, even though you don't see it, it's still recording. While we're just doing our things, he's like, Joy, and then he's like, oh, we caught it, we caught it, we caught it, we got the footage. So we see the girl, she was doing like this, and then she turned around, and she do like, and then I got the food, and then I throw the food away. One time I was talking Spanish to her, you know, like, something like that, and like, no, I don't want you to do this. And just being something like that. I forgot what the heck I was saying, but I think I was saying something to her like, no, I just don't want to do this or something like that. And she literally just slapped me. I'm like, okay, I wasn't expecting that, but oh well. But one time she was talking Spanish to us, and we just walk away. I told her like to leave us, leave him alone. So yeah, but I never seen those girls again. But yeah, good. They're freaking annoying, kinda. But that girl is a freaking bee. So yeah. And during the morning, during morning, uh, I always visit my friends, playing games and everything, playing Popular Wii game. It was fun. And there's things like some like other stuff like hang out with my friend. This guy right here, he was like used to be a friend with Kevin, but I'm not more right now. But I remember I was pulling my phone. He slapped my phone in because I mean, I went to camera. He's like, "What the heck are you trying to record me?" I'm like, "No, no, no, I'm not recording you." And I remember, like, I just say hi to my friends, our teacher. It was nice. And I remember I found this funny video that I got took it down. It was a unexpected thing. It was I would expect it was on a Chromebook. I was showing to everyone, and then my teacher caught me. One of the vice principal caught me showing that, and then I was like, oh, what the heck? It was something like, and something funny moment, but it was kind of inappropriate. So yeah, and yeah. So I apologize to him. Like, yeah, I'm trying to be like those other students showing those goofy video. So yeah. So I learned my lesson. So yeah. So yeah, I learned my lesson. So yeah, and then other things like this guy named Gabriel or something that he's a different face. I don't want to I don't want to be rude to his identity, how he look like. But somehow like his the way he was being harassed to other students. I mean, he was being a jerk to me. It was, sometimes he was just like he, some irritating. And or this person, like, her name was Yvette, and she told me like, hey, kid, and like like to stop, the her sister and her friends, being harassed from him. I told her like, hey, if you're harassed, you might go to jail for 5 years, and you have to pay $1,000. I was talking about a crime sting. He was like, oh, okay. He's just walking away. No, that's not true. And then until when I explained to him, he was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's you get. And yeah. So like during seventh grade, it was crazy, and during the bus thing, I remember we like see some crazy stuff. One time I saw a car that looked like GTA 5. My friend Adelaide, and everyone like, what the heck? That's a Grand Theft Auto in real life. They're like, what the heck? We're living in GTA. I remember I was with this girl right here. The bus driver was a female, and it was nice. I've never seen Batman ever again, sadly. But who cares? But I hope he's doing well. But yeah, and it was nice having fun with her. And one time I remember somebody was vaping, and they got caught. And yeah, it was crazy, during that year. But yeah, and somehow I remember one time we almost got in trouble. I mean, no, we almost got late because she was going somewhere, picking up more student, and then, boom, the bell rang like when we went to Tommy Coons. I was like, I was running, and then boom, I got there in the perfect timing. And yeah, that happened to me again during the running thing of the track. The bell rang. I had to go to my second period, change as quick as possible, and then boom, I didn't get late. And another thing is that like the bus driver was changed to the male. I saw her again, but she went to a different bus. But yeah, and I was like, you know, having fun, like with the male teacher. He was Christian, and I like that. He was a Christianity, and it was fun doing with him. He loved to play Jesus song, and it was good. He was a very Christian guy. And sometimes I love to go to snacks whenever it's minimum day. I tell Johnson to be, and we get some food. And I remember one time this guy was showing a freaking gore or corn, corn, the food corn. I'm not gonna say it. Um, Showing those things. I'm like, what the frick are you find this video from? It was on Twitter. I'm like, oh, okay, okay. That's interesting. But yeah. And during the bus thing, like it was nice. Excuse me. It was fun, with friends and a bus driver. It was cool. I like it. I like to go there a lot. And whenever I wait for my dad to pick me up, I remember one time, okay, in the morning, I have my phone, but they told me to not pull out my phone. This freaking security guard girl, that I really dislike her. She caught me, and then, um, she like told me to put her in the office, and in the end of the school day, well, I told this guy, he was my favorite guy. During second period, I told him like, "Hey, I just got in trouble. I had to get my phone into the end of the day." And my dad came. He showed the thing. He's like, all right. He showed his ID, and then I got my phone back. I'm like, oh my gosh, what the heck was I thinking? Yeah. And I remember one time I getting bullied by this guy. He was like, did not like me. He was chasing me. I'm like, but I went to approach this girl. I say hi to her. We're talking to each other, and then, yeah. And then we're chill with each other when I say bye to him. When I got picked up, he was like, we got peace with each other, but I never see him again. And one time I was with my friend Kevin, and I see this kid right here getting yelled by his mom or his grandma. He was like, this thing, like, why were you doing it? And something like that. And she was not happy. I was like, what the heck was going on in there? But yeah, but while waiting, for my dad to pick me up, it was nice. Like doing things and that, like doing homework and everything. And yeah, it was nice for me to say goodbye to my to my junior high. When I was saying goodbye, I went to my high school thing. We were doing that. One time I bring my backpack, even though nobody was allowed to bring their backpack in the almost end of the year. But it was nice for the conclusion. I signed everyone of my name under your book. I told them to sign my yearbook. One time, this guy named Diego, he brought a freaking uh, with the banana and an orange, two orange, and my mom wasn't happy. But I tell him about it, but I didn't mention their name. So yeah, uh, but still, like, and then this guy named I won't say his name. I was talking about him and my Lego Vito. He was like, when he saw me, he do like this. But yeah, I was being chill with this guy right here, that Kevin, old friends. I was talking to him a lot while we waiting to go to the stage. It was nice for my conclusion. And I was like, yeah, it's time to say goodbye, everyone, to this school and everything. And then when they mentioned my name, I walked to the stage and I got the thing and I'm about to do my greedy, but he was like, oh, okay, thank you. I shake his hand, And I do like, wow, okay, ooh, what another shit. They're like, ooh, my family was like, ooh, yeah, So yeah, it was nice. It was nice to say goodbye to my junior high school. It was a nice conclusion, but was it good conclusion? I say yes. It was a good conclusion of my 8th grade. And now I'm in a high school, and there's crazy stuff during my 9th grade. So I might tell you about it tomorrow. But now, after I finish 9th grade, about the story of 9th grade, I'll tell you a story about my 10th grade of August, if I'm gonna do it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoy my story of my 8th grade. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.